video he gave him?
I don't know. Probably.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, I don't know.
He didn't send me the link. Let me silence everything here. Why are you not silencing? There we go.
All right, looks like we got our first person coming on. Let's see who mentions it first. I'm going to... Nick. That's a new name. Hey, Nick, how's it going? Yeah, we're just warming things up a little bit. Yo, Canada. What's up, Mike? Woo, how you feeling? Oh, yeah, it was touch and go for 3.5 days. Yeah, it was rough. Thanks for asking. I'm really good. I'm 100%. I'm back to my normal pain in the ass self. I'm back at it. Yo, what's up, Mike? Don Bray, that's a new name on here. No, it isn't. Sorry.
It's an old name.
It's an OG.
OG.
Mark, I don't know what you guys call it across the border. It was just plain out explosive diarrhea and vomiting, some kind of stomach virus nonsense.
Watch you. Dude's always good for a laugh.
Always. Yeah, it was yeah, I wouldn't wish this on anybody. And to boot, I'm on vacation when this happened, so I've taken time away from work,
right,
just to go.
Now, did you get back on time?
Yeah, I got my regular flight back.
I thought you had to extend it.
No, the only reason I extended it because the flight was so damn cheap. If I extended it, I mean, ridiculous cheap.
Okay, all right. So I misunderstood why you did.
Yeah. What's up, Jamie? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Jamie.
Man, I got to tell you, I am so looking forward to going to New Jersey this year.
Yeah.
I mean, that is such a I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good chance for us to get away and Monkey Butler.
Listen, man, I've been exercising hard. There's no more Monkey Butler.
No. It just makes it easier to crawl up the railing.
Yeah, that's right. Where's Boy Wonder? Well, we're not really sure.
Yeah, well,
nobody's seen him in 4 days.
Yeah, we don't.
Whatever. Show must go on.
It has to.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jamie. Yeah, it's I'm back to 100% as I said earlier, and I cleared out some blockage this weekend too. I know. Here we go. Jeep Life Podcast talks about
100% transparency.
Yeah, this is what happens when you get to a certain age.
Yeah,
start
talking about your bowel movements.
Yeah. Yeah, as everyone can see, we've given Bill the night off. He is somewhere between here and New Hampshire, I believe. I
can't
that's
follow his schedule.
His ski schedule is all over the road.
I know.
I think this is the last weekend though, so he's celebrating that.
Bad Taco Bell.
I've had bad Taco Bell.
Not as bad.
No.
Yeah.
I've had Taco Bell lay me out for a day,
yeah,
but I've never had it lay me out for like 3.5 days.
Yeah, it sounds like I've had it bad.
Oh man, I had so much different beer to drink, so many different restaurants that I love in Nashville. I even missed a full hockey game, like a stadium series hockey game.
That
like,
sucks.
yeah, $300 ticket hockey game, and missed that. And it was not good.
Yeah. What's up, Dave?
Dave,
I got to set some time up with Dave.
you do.
I know.
You do.
I don't know how much
He's
longer.
ready for you.
I don't know how much longer that's going to last the way it's sitting now.
Yeah, I got to tell you, when I heard you pull in.
Well, that was the caddy.
Oh, was it the caddy?
I got
okay.
the caddy.
All right,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah, yeah. The caddy's got a good old flare shift too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everything's
You know,
needed some love.
my change of britches, that all happened pre sickness. Yeah, but had that been the case, that would have been awful. If I didn't have my luggage and that occurred,
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah,
would
yeah.
have been
Jesus.
even worse.
I think you can, like, what is that? DoorDash underwear from Walmart.
I couldn't even think of that. Yeah, Eddie, you're right. Del Taco is pretty good. It's a West Coast thing. That's pretty good stuff. I like some Del Taco. Give me a cheap taco stand
Yeah.
any day of the week,
Yeah.
and I'm in. I'm jumping in head first.
So I remember, just story going way back. My dad was, he had like his own rule book that he lived by.
Yeah.
And so for whatever reason, he rented out our house one year, got a fifth wheel, took a sabbatical, and we drove all over the country in this thing, right?
Yeah.
Our family. And we went across the Rio, and we were like in Tijuana or something.
What?
And we got a taco. Like everybody got a taco, and I remember it was so hot I cried. Like I was just screaming. Taco was like
It was
25
so
cents.
spicy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And like a bottle of water was
Yeah,
not to be found.
no. Yeah, there are different levels in certain parts of the country that is acceptable norm there.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
everywhere else,
yeah.
You're scraping the inner liner of your stomach, and
it was
esophagus.
and Tijuana nonetheless. He was always in for like a good adventure,
yeah, you definitely don't want to drink the water there.
No.
Because that's a whole new level.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, Dustin? Victor? I think we're pretty close to being
Let's do
ready
it,
to
man.
go.
Let's roll.
I think we're gonna hit that button. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jeep Life podcast. We're that podcast where we celebrate that Jeep life and everything that goes along with it, from the mountains to the beaches to the sand to the rocks to the mud. Stay away from the mud, though. I mean, some people like the mud, but I prefer the sand and the rock myself, and everything in between. And we are glad you're here with us to kind of celebrate that life. And we're 2/3 of what we're normally at, and I'm here with my bestie.
It's only because Billy's not here.
Oh, dude, we started this thing together.
Yep, we'll end it together.
Oh my God, we're going to end this
right.
thing together. Who knows when that's going to be?
Hopefully a long time away.
2075.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we'll make it that far.
Yep, I do too.
So it's good to have you here, man.
Yeah, it's good. Good to be here. It's been a while.
I know we were doing a text thing back and forth, and both of us are like, "Yeah, we're better together. It's been too long."
Yeah. Yep. For sure.
I mean, a lot's happened in the last 2 weeks since we were since we were in the studio.
Yeah.
I missed an event last weekend.
Yeah, Jeep Tech Day.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It was awesome. There were so many great people there. So Kyle Booker came in
From Off-Road Consulting.
And did some winch stuff and talked about some winch safety. We had our welding guy doing welding demos and actually putting MIG welders in people's hands, and And he's
Interesting.
Rock Durant. I mean, he looks like the great ape, but he's phenomenal.
So we were welding all the lug nuts to the
No, he was showing him. He had some scrap metal, and he was showing him how to do butt joints and stuff like that.
He's a butt joints.
Yeah, I did.
90-degree angles and stuff like that.
Yep. So we had
Nice.
Scott Ammerman doing power tank stuff and tire repair stuff.
So Scott introduced me to power tank at one of your tech days.
It's me too, because I had no interest in it, and then put it in my hands, and I was like, all right, well, I'll probably get one.
I got to spend the money on
this.
this.
Yep. So,
yeah.
The big surprise. Well, wait, before I get to that, we had Dent Masters. So Andrew and Jacob Shanley were there to help out, which was really cool. It's I'm glad they were there. Unfortunately, Jerry had some family stuff going on, so he couldn't make it.
Oh, with AMSoil.
Right.
He wasn't able to make it.
Right. Tony D'Antonio was there. He brought the 392. And, this is how great of the friend network we have.
Mm-hmm.
He had that apart for the Philadelphia
auto
show, because it was going to be in the Philadelphia Auto Show.
Yep.
And I called him. I'm like, dude, I need help. We're losing people here. And he put it back together just to bring it over, and and he went over to Quad and grabbed all the parts and stuff. So big shout out to Tony. At Tony, it's actually D'Antonio Auto. In Westchester.
If you need something done Jeep related, or even just any car related, but Jeep related in particular, his shop is.
And he's such a good dude.
He is a good dude.
Yeah,
they are great at D'Antonio Automotive. I know we've been talking to him. He wants to come on the show at some point.
Love to have him on the show.
But yeah, he's awesome. He's done your tech.
It's the second one he's done out of the 3. Yep.
Yeah,
so and then the big surprise, Evan Robbins from Tread Lightly, all the way in from Utah, man.
Yeah.
So he was actually up doing some other business, and he was with Scott and came in and was able to do some stuff and talk about Tread Lightly for a while.
Nice.
And which was awesome, doing some stewardship stuff. And,
well, Evan's such a nice dude. And
he's awesome. I can't wait he's going to be back up in a couple months and hang out again. So
Mike just commented, what a magnificent beast the 392 is.
Oh, it's killer.
I've driven that.
Yeah, I know
vehicle,
you have. Yep.
And Scott's driven it.
Yep.
And I couldn't do anything but giggle the whole time.
I know.
Because it really is crazy.
Yeah, I sat there and read the snot out of it for like 10 minutes.
Just to hear
music to my ears.
And it's just like any other Hemi of that size.
Yep.
The body's going to roll because there's enough torque.
Yeah, it's badass.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So it was. We had a good turnout, fairly good turnout for given everything that's going on right now, and
on the tail end of
COVID, all this stuff worldwide going on.
Yeah.
Just it was a good day. We had a good day.
Oh, good. So raised a little money for the school.
We raised about $800 for the school.
That's a good chunk of change.
It's a real good chunk of change.
That's nothing to sneeze about.
No.
Every dollar's good, right?
Yep.
No, I hate I missed it. That's one of my favorite pastimes, but I was too busy sitting on the throne. And but I loved it.
Yeah, it was a good time. We had I didn't hear one bad thing, so it was good.
That's good. And you did stations. Did you rotate?
Yeah,
through?
we rotated through, and it was my mistake, but the first one was like 55 minutes, and I realized that nobody was calling it, and I'm like, oh, so we had to accelerate it, cut them short as we went. But other than that, it went off without a hitch.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
Oh, that's killer. Well, thanks for sharing that. And if your club is interested in doing like a tech day or something like that, maybe for a small fee, Don can tell you how to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And help you
small
set
fee.
that up. A small fee.
Small fee.
Speaking of fees, this thing doesn't pay for itself yet.
No, it doesn't.
It comes out of our pockets. So I'm going to beg, borrow, and steal. Hey, somewhere, somehow, if you're not a Patreon subscriber, and maybe spend $3 a month and subscribe to us. It really helps out. If you are a subscriber, we thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. We put out a lot of new content all the time.
Yeah.
If you don't want to spend the money,
we have a video. We have a video that's going to get posted shortly.
Oh yeah,
and we got a couple other articles and stuff that are going to get thrown on there. So
nice,
some stuff coming up.
Cool. Yeah, keep it coming. If you can't financially support us, which is fine, tell your local person to sponsor us.
Right.
Or write a review yourself. Go to Apple's podcast or wherever you get your podcasts, Facebook even.
Yep.
And write a review.
Yep.
Tell everybody how wonderful we are. That helps people find us. It grows our audience, and it makes what we do a lot better when you do that.
Yeah.
So we'd appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Speaking of sponsorships and partnerships, right here, right now, I'm going to announce a brand new partnership. It's been kind of in the behind the scenes from the beginning, but we are now officially partnered with Go Fox Adventures. They're a new adventure planning outfit group, and maybe we'll have Scott and Mac on sometime and let them talk about it. But they do all sorts of adventure outfitting, not outfitting, but more planning and putting the resources together. Case in point, St. Paddy's Day weekend, they are putting together Ron Harrington at Ridgeback Guide Service.
Another phenomenal person.
Amazing, right? But it's St. Paddy's Day at AOAA, and it's a camping guided expedition on AOAA, and it's going to be out there. Scott's going to be doing some cooking, and I know have you ever eaten at Scott's?
Oh yeah,
with Matt, they do it. They go all out at home, and then to do it for the masses, it's even better.
I know.
And so I'm excited about that. If you go to their Facebook page, Go Fox Adventures, you can actually sign up for this weekend.
Yeah.
And I will be there. At least we're going to be doing some sort of live broadcast from there. I think you might come down for a day.
I might try, yeah.
We'll see what we can do to work that out, but it'll be fantastic. Ron from Ridgeback, and the whole East Coast, he knows like the back of his hand.
Oh yeah, he's he's a certified guide as well, and you know, with all the certifications, medical, everything you need. I mean, the guy's just somebody that, you know, if you're going to do some, like at some point this summer, I love Vermont. I want to get a hold of him and see if I can, you know, get a group together, do some Vermont stuff or something, you know. So
yeah, I checked their site, and they've got some really nice events. It doesn't line up with any of my schedule right now, but otherwise, man, I'd be all about it. So I'm excited about going, and I think it'll be interesting to see the park from somebody else's
I was just
point
thinking
of view.
That, from his point of view.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we kind of wander around and find these trails just to tear our Jeeps up. But I wonder what it would look like for a guy like him. You know what I mean? So he's probably got a pretty good plan of you know, some pretty hard trails, but also some pretty good sights to see, and probably keep a pretty good momentum going the whole time too.
I think they're going to divide it into two groups. I believe there's going to be green groups, and then there's going to be a blue-black group.
Okay.
So I haven't decided which I'm going to do.
Right.
Because I may do one day with the green.
Yeah.
To improve my guiding skills. And then I think I'll do another day more adventurous for me.
Yeah. I haven't torn that thing up for a while. How about it, man?
In January, I went out and broke my soft top on a tree because it was frozen.
There you go.
But, whoo, I'm excited about that.
I know.
I'm excited about the partnership, and I'm excited about just spending a weekend camping and stuff. So nothing better I like than that. So
agreed.
Other events. Easter Jeep Safari. That's a big one. And I think we might see all electric vehicles again from Jeep.
I saw, and I didn't have enough time to really read it, but it looks like they got some kind of new Compass or something coming out that's all electric.
Yeah, somewhere between like a Compass and a Cherokee.
Yeah, it's badass looking.
Yeah, it does look badass. Yeah. I think there's a Trailhawk edition.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they do.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Keep your eye out for Easter Jeep Safari. It's April 9th to the 17th.
Are you going out? You don't know yet.
I don't. I was, and I'm not. Who knows?
Right.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not holding my breath.
Right.
If I do, then the Jeep Life podcast will be there. If not, then the Jeep Life podcast won't be there.
That's right.
Where I will be, May 21st.
Go Topless Day?
Yep, Barricade Go Topless Day.
Well, hold on a second. Aren't we missing something? Don't we have in April a Jeep ride with JEEP?
Oh, we do. We do.
What's the date on that?
April 30th.
Yes.
It's the last week in April.
So you can go online and get your tickets at Jeep Enthusiasts of Eastern PA on their Facebook page. Yep. So, and that's usually a huge event. 200 Jeeps.
Yeah, we have a lot of people there.
Yep.
Doing a little bit different this year from a guiding standpoint. There's going to be some free guides where you can go out and do your thing, and then there's going to be some guided rides as well.
Okay.
So there's so many people, it's hard to find guides for that many people.
Yeah. I don't think I can make that weekend either.
Really?
I've been texting back and forth to the Brandon.
Yeah. It's a tough weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Stroudsburg is 3 weeks after that.
Yeah, and that's where we were there live last time.
Yep, and we'll do the same thing this year. Go Topless Day. Our club does it as a fundraiser for Meals on Wheels, and this year we're adding a pet food service as well.
Love it.
So we're going to split that money between Meals on Wheels and a pet food service.
Right.
But the way that works is Extreme Terrain or Barricade this year, which is one of their brands. They donate or match $500 toward your charity, if you will.
Right. Nice.
And then so I think last year we, as a club with them, raised like $2,500 for Meals on Wheels.
Yep.
So come out. Find your local chapter, because there are events all over the country on May 21st. Go do that. But if you're in the eastern Pennsylvania area, do it with us.
Yeah.
We go to a winery.
Yeah.
We take a nice scenic drive up to the winery.
Yep.
Jeep Life Podcast is going to be there. There's live music,
food
trucks, and they're making a special beer for
Yeah, that's right. They
event.
did that last year too.
Yep.
Top down or something they called it.
Yeah, but they're doing a different one this year, which will be fun. It's just for that event.
Right.
June, Bantam Jeep Festival, 10th through the 12th.
Yep.
The beginning of Jeep started in Bantam, PA.
Yep.
So they kind of have a yearly Jeep festival. It's a big deal. I'm going to try to be there. So if I'm there, the club will be there. I mean, not the club, but the podcast will be there.
Right. Yeah.
And the to me the piece de resistance.
Yeah.
Look that up in your French. Yeah, Wildwood. And that is July 15th through the 17th. Wild, New Jersey. It's a New Jersey Jeep invasion.
Yep. And Jamie rocks that.
Yeah, it's an amazing event.
Yep.
I mean, 2,000 plus of Jeeps there last year. It was ridiculous.
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll be there. We'll do at least one live show. We usually do one a day.
Right.
But we'll be there giving out stickers.
Yep.
Who knows? We maybe even have some giveaway T-shirts and stuff like that for. So please come by and see us. It'll be a lot of fun. It's my favorite event of the year. Sand gets everywhere, though. We're not taking these good mics to keep them out of the sand.
No, because our borrowed audio equipment is still shedding sand in the storage room.
Yeah, it's funny how much.
Somebody just borrowed it, and they're like, why is there sand in here?
I don't know how that happened.
It's been in construction, guys.
There you go.
Yeah.
There we go. July 23rd, 24th in Carlisle is the PA Jeeps All Breed Show.
Yep.
Big show as well. I mean, these are basically back to back, and we'll be at both.
Yep.
Big show. August 25th through the 27th.
If we have money left over.
if there's money left over, or our sponsors have come in, our rich uncle got out of the poorhouse.
Right. As
my dad used to say. Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion. We will be there. So get there. We have You can't get more up to date than this.
Right.
Jamie just tells us there are less than 700 tickets left for New Jersey Jeep Invasion. Go get it now.
Seriously, because it'll sell out real fast.
Real fast.
Yep.
So go get your tickets.
And I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I've never been down to Ocean City Jeep Week. Is that on the beach too?
It is on the beach.
So there's only 3 events, as far as I know, then on country or this side of the country that you can be on the beach. Jamie's.
Yeah. There's Daytona,
and
Ocean City. Yep. And I got to tell you, being on the beach is something spectacular.
It's a fucking blast.
And the cool thing about Wildwood is that beach is huge. It's enormous.
Yeah, and they got the course, the off-road course there, which everybody loves.
Yep.
They've got, so many great vendors and
yeah. So, get your tickets now.
Yep.
As it's worth it. Pigeon Forge, that's a big deal. There's nothing. And Smoky Mountains is just absolutely gorgeous. I grew up there.
Right.
I love going down, so, gotta go there too. All right, that's our events. If your club, or anybody else has some events and you want us to talk about them, shoot us an email at info@jeeplifepodcast.com, and we'll be happy to talk about that and bring it up. Main event, our main topic tonight. Don, you started talking about this.
I did.
Somebody ask you, or we get questions all the time.
Right, we get questions, but so I have a cousin that I occasionally talk to. I don't have a whole lot of family left anymore.
You ran them all off.
Yeah, I've ran them all off. Now they've just kind of scattered, and we've kind of lost touch over the years. But I do have a cousin that I'm not super close to, but I talk to, text once in a while.
Yep.
And he's considering buying a Wrangler, and the text was like, "What the hell is up with all these models?" We're going back and forth and stuff, and he's busy, I'm busy, so we don't have time. And I said, "Look, we're just going to do a show on it." And it's not the first person that has asked me that either. Right. I mean, if you don't really know the Jeep product, it's confusing as all hell. It really is. So what we're going to do is I started building the spreadsheet, and there's just so much crap. I was like, we'll just use the Jeep.com, and you can do comparison models, but we'll start with the lowest 4. The Wrangler Unlimited Sport, and then you have the Unlimited Willis Sport, and then you have the Unlimited Sport S, and then the Wrangler Unlimited Willis 4x4. So, the major difference.
These are the base models.
These are pretty much base models, right? And first of all, let's talk about what you're going to do with your Jeep. So, if you really want to get into wheeling, and you're not real handy with tools and doing things on your own, you might, and we'll talk about it later, but you might want to consider a Rubicon. It's a ready-built wheel machine. I mean, it's got the low 4-to-1 transfer case, the 241 OR transfer case. So, like the Sport and Sport S and Willis and all those have 272-to-1. So the lower ratio lets you have more torque for crawling over rocks and things like that. It also comes with a Dana 44 front axle, which has a locker along with a rear axle. So that's kind of the big differences. They already have the lockers. They already have, the transfer cases. Where mine, I've got to build all that. So I've got to build an axle for it. I've got to build, I had to re-gear mine, and I want to put a transfer case in it. So if you can afford it and you're going to wheel, Rubicon is the way to go. You pretty much could take that, throw...
That's your turnkey...
Right. You could throw a 2.5-inch, 3.5-inch lift under it, some 35s, and go have some fun.
Yeah.
They come with steel. There's a steel bumper option. You throw your winch on there, and you're ready to go. In fact, actually, Mopar makes a Rubicon Recon Extreme, which already has 35s under it, and 456 gears.
It's $4,000
package. Yeah, and bead locks.
Yeah,
it's got
bead lock ready. They don't come with bead locks.
Right, you
got
to put them on. Right. So, but they're it's an AEV wheel essentially.
So you and I both have a Sport.
Right.
That we've built.
Right.
And we're talking about something that starts in the low 30s,
right?
And these entry level Willis Sport, Sport S, and Willis,
right,
range from low 30s to 40,
right,
right.
Yep.
All right. I kind of did the same thing that you did, and kind of broke it down exactly the same way.
Right.
The Sport, not Sport S,
right?
The Sport. This is what I bought.
Right. So the big thing with that is no power windows.
No power windows, no power locks, no
matter
power.
what you want or ask for, you're not getting power.
No. And steel wheels.
Yes, that's right.
They are now 17-inch steel wheels.
Yes.
But when I bought mine, they were 16-inch steel wheels.
I don't remember what mine had on it. They were I guess they were 16s. I took them off literally like 2 days later.
Yeah. The Sport had the steel wheels,
yep.
Steelies, and you could choose between silver Steelies and black.
Yeah, so mine were silver.
I think they only offer it in the black now.
Yeah. I don't even know what I did with those. I think I sold them somehow.
I think I paid somebody $25
to take them. But so that's the big thing with them. Now, I mean, there's again, if you're going to have your doors off a lot, the doors are lighter if they don't have the power windows in them. Mm-hmm. There's something to be said about simplicity and lack of things to break. Yep. The Jeep itself is lighter. That's important. Like for me, that was the whole key basis of my build was a light Jeep, so that it felt, didn't feel big and heavy and cumbersome on the trails when I was, on some rocks.
Now with these 4 and 2 doors, they have aluminum doors now.
Yeah, the JLs, right.
Much lighter,
right. But still, nonetheless, there's going to be a weight difference.
There
between
is
them.
Because there's no electronics and there's no regulators in it.
Yep. Right, absolutely.
The Sport and the Sport S, I'm going to lump those two together a little bit.
Yep.
They have the all-weather truck tires, like the regular automobile tires on them.
Yep.
They come with that plain Jane.
It's an all-season
tire.
Yep.
It's nothing special. It's not going to tread, and throw away mud and spit all that stuff out.
Right.
It's just a good tire for everyday driving.
Yep.
Quiet, super quiet.
It's important to you now?
No, not well. Yeah, right now it is because mine are just screaming loud.
Yeah, how about it?
But all these come with a 345 gear set, which is a little bit tiny bit better than our 321s.
Your 321s, I re-geared.
Right, but when you bought it, right.
Yeah.
So it's just a little bit better.
Right.
It's got a Dana 30. It's called a third generation Dana
30
front axle, but they don't even list it as a Dana 30, but it is a Dana 30.
Yep.
And then a Dana 44 in the rear.
Right.
All right, and that goes across all 4 of those guys.
Right. Yep.
Yep.
And you can get, I think if you order them, yes. So the Sport S comes standard with a limited slip. It's available in the Sport, but it's not. It's not standard. It's only standard in I'm sorry. It's standard in the Willis Sport, not the unlimited. It's available. Sport S. So both Sport and Sport S, it's available, but not standard equipment. The Willis comes standard with limited slip, which means that in any conventional vehicle, you'd only have 2 tires driving at a time in 4-wheel drive, one front, one rear wheel. In this one with limited slip, it'll actually select the most amount of traction, or in some cases, depending on terrain and how good the limited slip is, it'll actually give you 3.
Right. So for me, I know we haven't gotten to a lot of the Willis Sport or the Willis. I think of those as kind of a Rubicon Light.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about them because they do have the rock rails on them.
They have the rock rails. They come with mud terrain tires.
Yep.
Straight up. But they don't have the Dana 44 in the front. They're not locker.
No. Well, they're not locker. It's what we call like a light locker or a soft locker, so the limited slip. And to be honest with you, In this terrain in the Northeast, in the rear, I'd rather have a limited slip, a real good limited slip, and then lock the front.
Yeah, but they don't do anything for the front, and there's no disconnects.
Right
on any of these.
Right. Now, engine options, the 3.6 is standard throughout, which is a phenomenal engine. And then all 4 of those you can get as an option, the 2.4 liter, the 2 liter turbo engine with start stop, the 3 liter V6 diesel engine with start stop. That is only available. It's available in the Sport, Willis Sport, Sport S, but not the Willis, the unlimited Willis. I don't know why. And then the same thing, the 3.6 liter with the e-torque engine, which is like a light hybrid.
Right. So, for me, the Willis Sport, the Sport S, and the Willis has upgradability that the Sport does not. You can't really upgrade a lot of packages and stuff with the just plain Sport. You don't have those options.
Right.
No, from the dealer may actually have some on hand that have some upgrades to them that they've put on so they can charge more money.
Right.
But straight out of the box, you can't go in here and build it, because once you start clicking anything, it just automatically bumps you to the
Sport S
or above.
Right. Yeah, so I mean, really, when you're looking at the 4 of these, what you have is, and you really said it right, the big difference between the Sport and the Sport S is you can't load the Sport up. You're not getting power windows. You're not getting the technology group. You can't do any of that. You can in the Sport S.
Right.
And then I like your analogy for the Willis edition. Yep. It is like a light Rubicon. It's got everything but the 4-to-1, the front locker, if you're going to do some light wheeling and that's all you ever plan to do, that would be the perfect model for you.
It's a good place to start, where you and I started, back 2 steps.
Right. Yeah.
You might could go there if you're planning on
it would be a good
upgrading and building
to grow into, but I think, a lot of times people jump into Rubicons, and for really they don't. I mean, the Rubicon.
If I'm going to spend $8,000 more for a Willis, I might as well spend another $5,000 more and bump right into a Rubicon.
Right. Yeah.
If that's my plan.
If that's what you're going to do. Like I said, if you're going to be a dirt road sort of green trail guy. And taking it to the beaches and, stuff like that, and splashing around in puddles, Willis is a great package for
and you want that little tougher look about it.
Yeah.
Now, the cool thing about the Willis that I love is that black grill.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome that it comes with a black grill.
And all these come with variations of, sailcloth, the premium soft top, and hard top. Now, I know you can't, in the lower models, you can't get the new
One Touch.
One Touch, right?
Yeah. All right. Then the most confusing section is the next section in my mind. And I don't know how you have it broken out, but anything that has the word Sahara
or altitude in it, I know. So Sahara, basically, what you get is painted fenders.
And 18-inch wheels.
Right.
For me, the person that's buying the Sahara is not going to off-road it.
No.
They want a little more creature comforts.
Right.
They want a smoother ride.
Right. Now, I do believe, and I'm going to look real quick under powertrain, but I do believe the Sahara offers something that you can only get in one other model. Let's see here. Under transfer case, I believe there is a... Where are you?
So while you're looking at that, there's a Sport Altitude, there's a Sahara Altitude, and then there's the High Altitude. All of those, in my opinion, are Sahara models. And even the Sport Altitude, it has a lot of the Sahara feel to it. So it just doesn't have the painted fenders.
The Altitude and the Sahara both have, and I wanted to bring this up, they have full-time four-wheel drive as an option, transfer cases.
The command track?
It's command track.
Yes.
I'm sorry, no, it's select track. Command track is the part-time. That's normal 272 to 1,
right.
241 box. if you're concerned about driving, like if you live in an area like we do where you get that, that funky wintry mix where it's every 30 feet changing from ice to snow to nothing to ice to snow, and you're not used to driving something like a Jeep where you would normally be in two-wheel drive for something like that, you could get something like this where it's a full-time four-wheel drive.
Right.
Yeah. So, and it's so that is a kind of a big deal. And again, a lot of the special models are built off of, like, my 70th anniversary was built off of the Sahara package.
Yep.
So a lot of the anniversary editions and the special packages that they do from time to time will be built on the
Sahara.
Right. Yep.
So that's really what the altitude is for this year, is kind of that maybe a badge difference.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did notice that those are 18-inch wheels unless you go to the high altitude. And those are 20-inch wheels. And these are all painted, nice wheels. And 18-inch wheels. I just want
to tear those up on the rocks.
I know, don't get those if you plan on going off road.
No.
Because you just rip it apart.
Yep.
But 18-inch wheels ride better on the highway than a 17 does.
A little bit.
Just a geech better. The 20s are going to ride even more, but they don't. The tires are more expensive for 18s and 20s for sure, and the less sidewall you have,
you get less sidewall roll.
Yeah. So it kind of destroys that. So, So Sahara. Oh well, the altitude, the high altitude, is only available in the 2.0. Liter 4-cylinder turbo, and it does have the 20-inch, and it's only available in the 373 gears unless you add a towing package. So the 3.73 gearing.
Interesting.
And I don't know.
That probably has to do with the tire diameter.
I was going to say if it's a wheel and tire diameter.
Probably.
But that's really the difference in that high altitude. I think there's a painted bumper thing that it comes with or whatever. All right. Bill's not here to turn
off the heater in the studio. So a little bit of background noise. All right. So the Rubicon, which we talked about a little bit earlier, is that what you have next on your list?
That's what I have next.
Okay. So now we're up to base price of $45,295 for a 4-door
without any packages added to that.
Right. So what you get that's different is you get a bigger front axle. You get lockers, electronic lockers, front and rear, and you get a 4-to-1 transfer case. And that's the big difference. You also have the option for steel bumpers on it.
Yep.
And you can get like we said, the Recon Extreme, which comes with a 35-inch tall tire. These are a 17-inch wheel, 33-inch standard, but if you get the Recon Extreme package, it's 35-inch.
Right. So they come with a 410 gear.
Right. Is it 410 or is it 373? Did you look?
It's 410.
Is it? Okay.
It's 410. Mud terrains, it's kind of a 32 and a half.
Yeah, it's a metric. It's a metric 33.
But if you do the Recon, it bumps it up to a 35.
Right. I think it's a metric 35 too, isn't it?
It is. So it's not quite
34 and a half.
Yeah.
Right.
The Rubicon does have electronic disconnects.
That's right. I forgot to mention that.
Push a button and
disconnects the sway bar.
Yep.
And it does have red tow hooks.
It does have red tow hooks, but it has an additional one. All the ones that we've mentioned previous have 3 tow points.
Right.
The Rubicon has 4.
Right.
There's 2 in the rear.
Right.
Big deal.
Right.
I now have 5.
Right. Right.
It to me that's not a big deal, but the painted looks sharp.
Right.
It has rock rails already built in.
Yep.
Just like the Willis edition does. And those actually, I run those on mine, and they're good to put it on a rock.
They seriously are.
They're heavy, but I'll take that any day rather than busting up my rocker panel.
Yeah, they're really not that heavy comparatively speaking to other stuff that's out there.
Right,
like
true.
Poison Spider Bomber, unless you go aluminum, but
right.
Yeah. Now, one thing we should go back to is I think starting at the altitude in Sahara, you can get the one-touch top.
Yes,
at those levels.
When you're spending that kind of money, you can go ahead and add that one-touch top.
That's like a $4,000 option.
It's huge.
Yeah,
but it's nice. It's really nice.
Yeah,
I don't want it, but it's nice.
Yeah,
it's really nice. All right, so there is one other addition to the Rubicon, and you can get the Rubicon in all the engine models, diesel. The 2.0, and I don't think you lose anything on any of those.
Right.
Matter of fact, diesel, you're going to gain torque.
You gain torque, you gain a little bit of fuel mileage, but you're also paying more for fuel especially right now.
So that's a wash, but
yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of the 3.6. They just, I just like
they're
them.
bulletproof.
Yeah.
Now,
as long as you keep oil in them.
We didn't bring the 4xe into this conversation because it's its own thing. I think.
We did an episode on it.
Yeah. So we'll leave that to the side.
And then there's a right-hand drive, which I really want. Like everybody's like, I want a right-hand Supra. I want a right-hand drive Skyline. I want a right-hand drive Wrangler.
I love that they still make these.
For mail carriers.
Yeah.
I think, but they probably use them in rural areas.
In rural areas, mail carriers will buy it because they actually had to provide their own vehicle.
Yeah. Yep.
And there's not a lot of vehicles that are right-hand drive.
Right.
From the manufacturer.
Factory, yeah.
So it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
But you can also get the Rubicon 392, which we talked about with Tony's.
Yes.
Now, as I was digging into this, there were some things that kind of interested me about it that I didn't know. With the 392, you can only get it in a 4-door.
Yes. Yep.
Which, I guess that makes sense from a stability standpoint.
Well, I think it has to do with probably drivetrain length, too. So it has a bigger transmission.
Right. There's no room in it.
No. So there's probably some of that going on. And you're right, probably stability and,
it's only available in 3.7.3 gearing.
Right. And it is full-time four-wheel drive.
Yep. So that was some things that I was like, I didn't know that.
Yep.
But it starts at $77,000.
I know. But you're getting a whole lot of Jeep for that too.
A whole lot of Jeep.
I just don't know that it's so much Jeep. I don't know that I'd want to be out in the rocks with it.
Right.
But some other cool things that come with that is the active exhaust. That's the only one that has the active exhaust. Right. So it has not a muffler bypass, but the muffler has separate chambers.
Yep. And
it opens it up to be a little bit louder. And like I said, I was playing with Tony's a little bit, and it's really cool. Of course, it's got the 392 V8 in it, so it's 6.4 liter variable valve timing, 450 horsepower, and like 500 foot-pounds of torque or something like that. Don't quote me on it, but around that mark. And it comes standard with 35s. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a metric 30. No, I'm sorry. It's a metric 33.
Right. It comes with the same tire that the Rubicon does.
Yeah.
Straight
I was
up.
just going to say it's a metric 33. I'm sorry. I thought it was a 35, but it's not.
No, but you can add the Extreme Recon to it.
Right, which is a metric 35. I'm looking at 315 7017.
Which will get you a little bit better suspension when you do that.
Yep.
Gives you just a little more clearance.
Yeah, I think it's 1.5 inch lift on it.
The Mopar.
Right, yep.
Yeah, with the Fox shocks and everything. Yep. But so when you went through this and you were kind of looking at this, and let's say that Don Bray is looking for a new Jeep. When you looked at this, did your approach to buying the Jeep change from when you bought yours in 2017?
So 2017, so mine's a 2018. Mine was the last of the Mohegans.
Right.
That ultimately I bought for my wife Amy. We bought it together, and that's what she wanted.
Right.
And then she ended up hurting her knee, and she couldn't drive stick. So I sold my black one and started building that one. But if I had to do it again, I really think for my needs, I think I would just do a Rubicon Recon Extreme, because really the only thing left for me to do on it would probably be put some high clearance fenders on it at some point in 37s. And as much as I love building my own stuff, I'm too busy working on everybody else's.
Right.
I don't have time. I seriously don't have time to work on my own Jeep. So it's a done deal. I'll just buy it and pay for it. Right. I don't have a problem with any of the parts that are on there. I like Mopar steel bumpers. I like the rock sliders. I like the beadlock wheels or beadlock ready wheels. They're good wheels. The only thing I would have to do is drop a winch on it and go.
Right.
Essentially, and I just think it's a really for a guy like me that goes from black to greens, back and forth, and might do, at some point some West Coast stuff, Moab and stuff like that. It'd be a perfect vehicle. I'm never going to be taking it up back door at KOH or anything like that.
No, right.
I just jump in Billy's buggy and do that. But
right.
I think that's what I would do. That would be the difference, for me.
Yeah. So I did kind of the mental exercise of that when I was doing this, because I'm going through, I bought my Sport partly because the Jeep that I really, really, really wanted was $8,000 more than the one I ended up buying.
Right.
And now I've put less than $4,000 into my Jeep, and it's 10 times the Jeep that other Jeep was.
Right.
But I'm kind of like you. I started at the Willys. That would be my next Jeep that isn't a 4xe.
Right.
Is going with the Willys and then slowly adding to it. And if you could get the Recon edition, I think that's great that Jeep is doing that now.
Right.
Because it's competitive with
that's exactly why they did it, yeah.
The Bronco, right?
Yep,
It kind of brought that back and said, what's Bronco doing? How can we capitalize on that?
Right. No, I just think that's where I would be is that Rubicon Recon Extreme. Like I said, I just don't, I have all these big plans for my Jeep, and I either don't have the money or I don't have the time, and story of my life, dollar short, day late,
Right.
So, if something happened to my Jeep, got in an accident, got totaled, I'd probably just throw the money down on a new JL Recon Extreme package, be done with it.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. Yep. All right. It's one of those things where when you're looking at a new Jeep, it's confusing.
It is.
So you kind of have to say, what do I want to do with my Jeep? Do I want to go to the shore with my Jeep? Do I want to just drive on, fire trails? Do I want to be the soccer parent?
Right.
Or do I want to go a little bit more hardcore?
Right.
And I think right now Jeep's lineup allows you to say that a little bit more. Yep. There's a little more definitive parts of that than previously, because there's Sport all the way up to the Willys that kind of gets from easy does it to a little more extreme.
Right.
And then the Sahara section, that's all about luxury, feeling good. Those special models. Fit in that, and then of course the Rubicon, the Big Daddy. Right. So I think the definition is there for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and answer my cousin's question for him. He's what should I buy? And what he wants to do is he's got a motorhome. He wants to flat tow this behind it. I'm going to go ahead and say get the Sport S loaded, because it's going to get beat up behind a motorhome. But the Sport S will still give you some options to do, most of. He's not going to do any hardcore off-roading like we do. They're going to do some exploring and things like that. Gives you all that stuff to do it. You'll have the creature comforts without having to worry about destroying a $55,000 vehicle.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
So,
and the tires that comes on that will flat tow nicely.
Yes.
And they'll meet most terrain.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, if you wear down, you can go out on the beach with them, and you'll have no problems. And he has another SUV that they can winter drive in, so that Jeep would be fine for him if he had to drive in snow, like a wintry mix or whatever. But if his wife could use their other SUV, and so Chris, Get yourself a Sport S. Pick the color, load it up with options. You'll be at about $48,000 done.
I like it.
Yep.
We're here solving the world's problems.
We are
here on the Jeep Life Podcast.
Woo-wee.
What a topic. I love it.
How about it? You could go on and on and on forever about that.
We could. And this doesn't count any kind of customization.
No.
We didn't talk about a lot of the packages like this, the Sound and Sun package.
Or LED light group. Right.
Or
winter package with heated seats. And
we didn't even go into that.
No.
I maybe we will. Maybe that seems like a future episode.
It could be.
To me, talk about the different packages and maybe break down the price on them.
Well, that's what I started doing.
Can you do aftermarket versions of it?
That's what I started doing with that spreadsheet, but it got so crazy. There is like 15 sheets of data already. I couldn't stop, and I felt like I was going down a rabbit hole.
I think that is a good topic in the future. Take the extra packages that come from Mopar,
and we'll see what they
and compare it to
aftermarket.
Okay. Do you spend the $4,000 on the extreme
We've already done
Recon?
This with some of this stuff, and we figured out you can do it cheaper if you can do it on your own.
If you know what, yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Right.
All right.
So
I like that.
So before we end up tonight, I'm going to give a shout out to my daughter.
Ooh,
today is her 16th birthday.
Oh, yeah.
So her sweet 16 today.
Happy birthday.
She's a wonderful kid. So
we're
so proud
awesome.
of her. She is National Art Society honor student. Just won a state art competition again for like the second year in a row. She is incredibly talented. And so we have her working on some of our stuff right now for the podcast. Nice. And just an honest, good-hearted kid. I mean, she doesn't smile or laugh or cry, but
she's a teenager does.
Yeah, true. But she's a good-hearted kid and just good with her brothers, and I couldn't be more proud of her. She's wheeled my Jeep.
Oh,
and she's been behind a wheel, and she'll she's not scared to put tire on rock. And I'm just well-rounded kid. I couldn't love her more. So happy birthday, awesome. Emily.
Happy birthday, Em. That's awesome. I love it. All right. Man, I don't have anything else. I wish I did.
I'm out.
Make us a review. Give us money. Do something. I don't know. Or sit there and just enjoy the show. We like that too.
Visit our link tree at LINK / oh no, it's linktr.ee / Jeep Life Podcast.
Oh yeah, you can buy T-shirts and all that stuff there.
Yeah.
And I'm working on a hat for us, maybe a flat brim, cool hat.
Yeah, I got this new one from Dent Master. I'm digging this.
That looks good.
It is a nice hat.
All right, everybody, for Don and myself, here's a big Jeep wave to you. Have a good night, everybody. Woo! All right, awesome show.
That was a lot of info.
It was so much. All right, everybody, I'm tired. I'm going to cut it short. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us. It was an awesome show. And listeners, you make it awesome. So keep doing that.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm out.